All right, so I just blew up another Faceless YouTube channel to $300 a day. And in this video, I'm going to show you guys step by step exactly how you can do this too. Now, let me just refresh this page so you can just see that this isn't some kind of screenshot or anything. So here you can see $315 in one single day. And in this video, I'll show you exactly how to do this too. Now, before we get started, just a very quick disclaimer. This video is for educational purposes only and is not financial advice. I'm not a licensed advisor. No results or returns are guaranteed. Always do your own research and consult with a professional before making any financial decisions. Now, for the people who don't know who I am, for the people new on this channel, I'm Steffen. I've made hundreds of thousands of dollars with Faceless YouTube channels, and I've helped hundreds of other people do the same thing. For example, here Martins, we've helped him to make $31,000 in one single month. Here, a different student, $400 in a single day just by increasing the video length, right? So little things make a big difference, right? Here, $25,000 in one single week, first $1,000 month. Here, another one, $18,000, $24,000, and many, many more. You guys can literally pause this video and read through all of these here. Now, if you're interested in getting similar results or the same results, check out the first link in the video description. Book a completely free one-on-one call with me and we'll have a look if I would be able to scale you up as well. Now, we also have a completely free Skool community, which you will find on the second link in the video description. Make sure to join through that link. Then, just very quickly, I will answer all questions that you have in the comments. So if you have any questions, shoot them right into the comments. Now, I would say, let's get started. Now, step one is always going to be finding a niche. Now, for this, we want to open an incognito window or even create a brand new YouTube channel just for niche research alone. Now, a must-have tool, which I would highly recommend, is ElevenLabs. Now, ElevenLabs is like a niche research extension, which is like 13 euros or something a month. And I even have a 20% discount code for you guys. Check it out. It will be linked in the video description. I'll show you exactly how to make use of that in a second. So, like I said, what you will need is a brand new YouTube channel just for niche research. All right. So let me just show you how you're actually going to optimize your YouTube homepage to be exactly like this. So as you see, my YouTube homepage, it's a little messed up right now. But my YouTube homepage mainly gives me faceless YouTube channels on here. At the moment, not too many. Like here and there we have like kind of personal brands as well, but it gives me faceless YouTube channels, like for example this one right here, which I don't even know yet, but this channel is absolutely blowing up. So if you have a faceless or like a YouTube account that is optimized to kind of give you niches, that's where YouTube gets really crazy. So then you just subscribe to it. But how do you actually do it now? So you create a brand new YouTube account, you come to your search, you search literally anything that you're interested in. For example, the biggest houses, just as an example, this can literally be anything and like no joke, anything. All right. Now, what you do is you come to the search, you scroll down, and if you see this video here is faceless, then you click on this video. Whoops, you click on this video and let this video play. While this video is playing, you can already click on the next faceless video and go through this and do this for quite a while, like I would say like around about 30 minutes or something. Then your YouTube homepage will show you more and more videos like you just watched, more and more faceless videos. So here we have a faceless video. Here we again have a video about a house. Seems like a faceless video. This one I'm not completely sure. Seems like a faceless. Yeah, 12 minutes of Kevin Hart is absolutely funniest. So this is actually a new niche that we just found, which is absolutely crushing it. So this is actually something we can immediately look into. So let me open this up. Now, let me show you what you can use ElevenLabs for, right? So ElevenLabs firstly checks if a channel is monetized. Let's have a look. So this channel is monetized. This channel is actually getting 1 million views in the last 7 days. Absolutely crazy. This is something I have to save. What you can do with ElevenLabs is you can click here on analytics like this. So if you want to save a channel, by the way, you can just subscribe to the channel and then the channel is saved. Then with ElevenLabs, you can go to the analytics. You can actually see the RPM, the views, the top geographics, every single little thing with ElevenLabs for you to then make a kind of informed decision if you want to go into a niche or not. So this is insane. All right. So here, for example, we can see that this channel has a $1.30 RPM, which is pretty low, but it made $4,600 in the last 30 days. I guess the RPM is going to be a little bit higher at least. But But yeah, what you can also do with NextLev is, for example, if you have your homepage right here, which you're mainly going to use for doing niche research, what you'll do is you go to filters, then you can filter down, and it's actually going to show you channels on your homepage that are small. So channels with under 11,000 subscribers. All right. So here, for example, this one isn't the biggest one. You can filter here to total views like this. Then we can see here, this one has 6,000 subscribers, but got 4.7 million views. Here, another one, 100,000 views. 93,000 views, and this is absolutely awesome. This is absolutely awesome if you are doing niche research and will save you a bunch of time. Now, when you are doing niche research, there is specific criteria for a good niche. Firstly, there are under 5 smaller channels creating content in this niche that are constantly getting more views than they have subscribers. This means there is high demand and low supply. Most people don't know how important this is, because if there is no imbalance between these two, right, it's going to be very difficult for you to get views. This is one of the most important things when it comes to YouTube automation, and that's why I also have it on the number 1. If you can nail this, YouTube is going to be easy, all right? Number 2, there are no channels with over 100,000 subscribers. Very important, because it's always going to be extremely difficult for you to compete against a very big channel, all right? Then there are no smaller channels failing. Very important, because if there are a bunch of smaller channels failing, why should you succeed, right? What makes your channel special? The niche is not older than 6 months, because otherwise there will be channels failing and there will be big channels. I can create better content than my competitors. This is super important, but this can also just be longer content, all right? Then, am I actually interested in this niche? Not a must, as long as you build a team that actually has interest in that specific niche. Is the niche monetizable? It's a must, and you can check it with NextLev. Otherwise, you're not going to make any money. All right. Huge bonus if they post long videos in the niche. Why? Because then you can very easily place more ads in your videos, and more ads means more money. All right. Then, very important, give yourself enough time to do niche research and do not rush the process, because otherwise you will have to do the process twice. All right. Very important. Give yourself enough time. This is something that can take a bunch of time, especially if you're just starting out. Give yourself enough time. All right. Then we need to do competitor research. So once we found a niche, we need to do competitor research, right? So we're going to use the niche research sheet to validate all our finds. Now, the link to this sheet will be in the video description, where you can also find it is in the free Skool community, all right? Now, this is how this sheet looks like. So inside here, you can do your broad research. So all of the niches you kind of find throughout doing niche research, you can add them all inside here. And then if you have a specific niche that you have more interest in it, you can go here to this tab and you can put all of the competitor channels inside here. So you can then get a overview over the niche, and you can then make a informed decision like, hey, do you want to go into the niche or do you not want to go into the niche? Guys, this sounds very basic, but this is one of the most important things if you want to actually succeed with YouTube. Most of, like 90% of the things that kind of determine if your channel is going to work or not is the things you do before you even post the first video. All right, very important. And then you have to get your channel ready. Now, for the people who don't know, shadow bans are real. Now, how do you kind of avoid, or how does YouTube kind of, how do I say it, like kind of determine if your channel is shadow banned or not? That is all like connected to the trust score. Now, what is a trust score? This is very simple, how much the platform actually trusts your account. Now, I'll tell you in a bit how you can increase this, because this is extremely important if you want to go viral pretty quickly. Now, before I show you how to increase your trust score, there are different type of YouTube accounts, all right? So there's a brand new YouTube channel, there are aged accounts, pre-monetized accounts, and then actually number 4, personal accounts, right? Now, personal accounts are kind of the best accounts, right? Why? And what these channels are, or accounts are. So personal accounts are accounts that you use to watch YouTube every single day. Personal accounts are extremely powerful because YouTube already knows that there is a human behind that account. Then we have pre-monetized accounts. These are just YouTube accounts that are already in the YouTube partnership program. Then we have aged YouTube accounts. These are just very old YouTube accounts, like from 2006 to 2009. And we have brand new channels, which is kind of self-explanatory. Then how to warm up your account to increase your trust score. Use it as a normal user for, just use it as a normal user, as like, not like a bot, like as a normal user. Watch 1 to 2 hours of content per day. Right? Subscribe, like, and comment to some channels, but please do not act like a bot. Please do not subscribe to every single channel that you find. Do not like every single video. Do it here and there. Act like a human. All right. This is extremely important. Do not do this for 1 week to lower the risk of a low trust score. Now, is this guaranteed to work? No, but it can work and it can increase your trust score. Right? So I would really, before you even start with niche research now, get a few accounts ready and warm them up. All right. This is going to be the biggest thing. Now, for a personal account, you do not have to warm up a personal account, but you have to warm up these 3 accounts right there. All right. Then we need video topics. This is almost as important as actually choosing the niche. Always go for proven concepts, but never steal one-on-one. This is also a big reason why people actually fail with YouTube, because they go ahead and they one-on-one copy the videos of other YouTube channels. Why should that work? Why should YouTube push your video, or why should a viewer watch the exact same video twice? You also always have to keep in mind that whenever YouTube is pushing out your videos, they're going to push it out to the hardcore fan base of that niche. So that is exactly why it is so extremely important to not copy videos one-on-one, all right? Supply and demand in video topics is extremely big as well. So make sure that you don't create videos on topics that have been covered 100 times, all right? Except if you have a completely different angle to it. Then make sure to always go with kind of outlier topics, right? This is also massive. Don't just think about, hey, I'm going to do this or I'm going to do this and do it. Always do research, do topic research, look for outlier topics, right? So if you go, for example, here to this channel, what would we do? Would kind of come here to most popular and create a similar video to this, because here we can see it's an outlier video. Now, the only thing here is we're not going to go ahead and kind of recreate the most popular video, because that's what everyone is doing. We're going to go to the newest videos, all right? And look for outlier videos between the newest videos. So here we can, for example, see we would go ahead and create or create a video about Kevin Hart as well, right? Now what we can do is we can do 12 minutes of Kevin Hart at his absolutely angriest, or you always want to kind of change it up a little bit, all right? Then make sure to lock in your first few videos or first 5 videos. Then we are ready to post. And by the way, I follow this exact process every single time when I start a Faceless YouTube channel. Now, the next thing you need to do, so once you have your topics, you actually need to go ahead and you need to hire people to create the videos for you. Now, for the script, you can use Upwork. You can simply do a job post there, or you can use AI to write the script for you. Now, for a channel like this, you probably need a scriptwriter or a clip finder, but that's also something you can just do yourself if you're just starting out. For the voiceover, we're going to use Fiverr or ElevenLabs. Now, there's a new ElevenLabs, which is called GenAIPro, which is right here. Now, this is kind of a cheaper version of ElevenLabs. Now, the voiceovers are still very, very good. So here we can see 1 million credits for $22. Pretty good, if you ask me. We use it all the time now. I'll link it in the video description as well, so you can check it out. Then editor, we can find them on Upwork or on X, right? Usually I tend to go to Upwork. There's YouTube jobs as well, which is very, very good. So you can use Upwork, YouTube, YouTube jobs. And then here X as well, right? On Upwork, you'll find more cheaper kind of editors, all right? Then for the thumbnail, we use Upwork or X as well. And very often, I always recommend you guys to kind of do the thumbnails yourself if they're not too complicated, because you exactly know how you want your thumbnail to look. Now, a misconception that many people have when it comes to thumbnails is, I'm just going to give the thumbnail designer the video topic and he's going to create the whole thumbnail for me. Guys, don't do that mistake. Actually go ahead and do research on how exactly you want your thumbnail to look, and then give that idea to the thumbnail designer for him to then create the whole thumbnail for you. All right. Then once we have all of that, we go into the niche testing framework. And this is something I use every single time. So I follow this exact process with every niche I get into to avoid spending money on videos that will never work. All right. So make sure to listen very well now, because this is extremely important and this is going to save you thousands of dollars in the long run, right? But before that, guys, if you are interested in scaling up your YouTube channel, but you just need some more help, make sure to book your call right now. Right? We have limited spots, so go ahead and book your call right now. Let's get your channel monetized in 20 days as well. Here another one monetized very quickly. Here another one doing 24K a month. Here another one blowing up. Here another one $12,000 a month. So go ahead and book your call right now, while we still have some spots open, because we are actually limiting these spots right now. But yeah, so let's get into this. So first thing we do is we obviously do niche research. Then we need to choose our specific account that we want to go into. So we have new accounts, personal accounts, age accounts, pre-monetized accounts. As I've already said, I've already kind of explained these accounts. So if you have a personal account, always go with a personal account. If you do not have a personal account, right, go with a new account or a aged account. Pre-monetized accounts, we don't really use them that much anymore. We mainly use them for kind of trendy niches, right? For example, Olympics, that's where we would use them, or the US election, or the current war that's going on. That's where we use pre-monetized channels, all right? Now, next thing we do is, as I've said, we lock in 5 to 10 video topics. Now make sure that you actually put in effort when you are choosing these video topics, because if you don't put in effort here, the whole channel is going to fail. All right. It's not about how good are your videos. It's about what niche you're in and what videos you post. All right. It's not about what kind of effects you use in your videos. So make sure to actually pick extremely good video topics. Then for the script, we use ChatGPT. You can use Gemini, Google Gemini, or even Claude. Let me know if you want a video on that. Then for the voiceover, ElevenLabs, or as I said here, GenAIPro. Then editor, we just use a freelancer, right? So if you're kind of starting out and you're starting out with a smaller budget, I'd recommend you to do these two yourself. And then for the freelancer, get a very cheap freelancer in the beginning for like $15 a video or something, just so you don't overspend whenever you're testing a channel. Then for the thumbnail, freelancer or do it yourself. For the thumbnail, I'd pay max $5, depending on what thumbnail. All right, very important. But in best case, just do the thumbnail yourself whenever you're testing. But this is extremely important. Then very important is that your video length is 1.5 times longer than the competitive video. Why? Because if your video is longer, views can automatically stay on your video for longer, right? What does that mean for YouTube? It means that YouTube makes more money, so automatically they would rather push out your video than your competitor video, all right? So think work smart, not hard, all right? Then thumbnail, all right? Thumbnail and title. These two are the main thing that's kind of in the end of the day going to get you views if your video topics are good and your niche is good, all right? For the thumbnail and title, look at your competitor channel, try to study the channel, all right? Try to understand exactly what kind of format they're using, what kind of similar things they have in their most viral videos, and replicate that. Take that over to your channel. Do not copy it one-on-one, right? But replicate it. Take inspiration from it and use those specific things to implement it in your own thumbnails and titles, all right? So that's extremely important. Then we actually get into the posting phase. So what we do is very simple. So we post, skip, post, skip, post, post, skip, post, all right? So you don't have to follow this exact sequence, but what we do is we kind of want to show YouTube that we are not a bot. All right. Want to show YouTube we're not a bot. That's why we want to be a little bit inconsistent. Sounds really funny, but YouTube likes it this way these days. All right. Now, one of two things is going to happen. So either the channel is actually going to take off, right? Now, once the channel takes off, that's where you post. That's where you continue to post videos. So you're going to post around about 5 to 10 videos. If nothing happens, you don't post anything. Keep in mind, YouTube actually at the moment takes a bit longer to push out channels. As soon as you start getting views, that's only where you start posting. All right. Again, because now you know, hey, the channel is actually going to start making money. Then scenario number 2, where nothing happens. In most reasons, like these are the reasons why a channel might fail. The niche, right? Maybe your niche is just not good enough. Maybe your video topics aren't good enough. Maybe your packaging sucks. Maybe your video length is too short, or maybe you just have a bad channel. Now, you always want to go back and study why something or why a specific channel is not working. All right. Always go back to the channel, because otherwise you're going to start so many channels and none of them are going to work. Now, in case of the channel actually failing, you have to go back to niche research and kind of go through this whole process again. So this is something that you have to do over and over and over again, and you will get the feeling of what works and what doesn't. All right. Now, keep in mind, guys, if you're interested in working close with me here, for example, scaling to your first $1,000 month, here, for example, 1 million views in 48 hours, then check out the first link in the video description, book your completely free call with me, and we'll have a look if it makes sense to work together or not. And with that being said, I'll see you in the next video.